Let's take a moment and just do a very quick 5-minute tour of Google My Business from an owner or manager perspective, just to see what's inside this particular management tool, what's inside the box. If you go to access Google My Business, the way you do it is by navigating to business.google.com. And then you'll see a screen that looks like this. They've been showing this same bearded musician with the torn jeans and the long underwear, which I find kind of funny, for a couple of years. It might change by the time you go there. Basically, once you go there, then you have an opportunity to be able to sign in, and this is how I'm going to show you the back end. Is I've already signed in to our Google My Business account in order to illustrate just kind of the high points of the control panel. Basically, Google My Business, I mentioned in the last module, is a big database. And once you log into the Google My Business Management tool, you're looking at all the information that Google has about your business within their database. You don't have to have entered any of this information because Google is always trying to acquire this information wherever they can find it. They might have crawled your website. They may have looked at public records about your business. They may, for example, have crawled websites like again, Foursquare, Yelp, maybe even Facebook. A lot of these other places, there's hundreds and hundreds of local directories that try to provide information. Now, most of this, once you have access to your information within Google's database, most of it you can edit. In addition to being able to edit that information, you can also see insights or data about how people have been able to view your Google My Business listing in search results, and it will also show you some of the context about where your listing has shown up. You can take a look at which terms have surfaced your listing and by what date range. There's not really what I would call historical data here. You can see the last week, the last month, the last quarter. Within this part of the interface, you can't define a specific time range. You can't go back more than a quarter. There is a workaround on that. Later, I'll show you how you can actually get more detailed information on your listing, but you can't do it right here within the interface. You can, however, see where people were able to see your business listing on Google, and they'll show the two big divisions. Remember, we talked about traditional organic search results and also maps search results, and those two big divisions will show up here, and you can see which one has the most impact. Usually it's going to be on search. Sometimes businesses are surprised at how many people find their business on a maps listing. Remember, we navigate to that by going to google.com/maps. We can also see what actions they took on the business. In this case, within the last month, there were 14 visits to our website. Nobody requested directions, but we did have 3 phone calls, and this would be typically where people are searching on their mobile device, and then they tapped to call the business. We can also take a look at reviews within our Google My Business Management dashboard. We can see who has left reviews about our business, and we can respond to those reviews. I'll be taking you through a module or two about reviews, best practices, how best to handle things like negative reviews a little later in this particular course. You also have the ability to manage photos. It's important to note that not just you, but also your customers can upload photos to your business, so it's often a good idea to review this. Customers usually upload photos that are either neutral or complimentary, but you do want to kind of keep tabs on which photos are being associated with your business. And this is the place where you can do that within Google My Business. One of the most important things with regard to Google My Business is the ability to give others access to work on your account. It's really hard for all of us to do everything. We need to take a team approach, including a team approach to managing our business. Within Google My Business, you'll see there's a user's choice on the left-hand side, and if you click on that, it will give you a listing of who already has access and allow you to be able to add other users with different types of rights. You can see here I'm showing primary owner, owner, manager, different types of rights to access your listing and be able to work on it, whether it's an employee or a contractor or an agency, like, for example, our agency, Horizon Web Marketing. What about all those other choices on the left? We haven't covered a lot in our brief 5-minute overview. We haven't covered things like posts, messaging, services, products, and bookings, your website, your linked accounts, and so forth. And just never fear, be patient, because we're going to cover all of those things in later lessons. Now, when we come back in our next module, we're going to give you a quick preview of the types of actions you're going to want to think about taking sooner rather than later when it comes to promoting your Google My Business listing. So I'll see you in the next module.